Ed Humphreys with us for a few more minutes. He's a candidate Republican running for governor in Idaho. Primary day is just a little over 3 months away. We're at 26 at 7:52. Bill Colley on Magic Valley this morning on News Radio 96.1 FM, 1310 KLIX, at newsradio1310.com. The candidate was just telling me off air. He was visiting the library in Idaho Falls, and I gather it's a lot like the Idaho in Twin Falls, or the library in Twin Falls. Uh, I'm not trying to disparage the liberals who run these places, but sometimes you see things and you just maybe you're a little taken aback, or you roll your eyes with what you see. So I was going to ask you, Ed, you were in the library obviously for some sort of a program, and something startled you or caught your attention.
Yeah, yesterday I had an event at the Idaho Falls Public Library, and I'm walking in the library, and it's Black History Month, and so they have a exhibit to celebrate Black History Month, and they have a series of posters that are up, and I start reading the posters, and I want to read to you what's on the wall. Right when you walk right into Idaho Falls Public Library, listen to what's on the wall. I'm going to read to you. So basically, these posters, they represent different Black authors and thought leaders and the like. Here's a quote from one that they have on the wall at Idaho Falls Public Library. It says, quote, "The quality of whiteness is a genetic inadequacy or a relative deficiency or disease based on the inability to produce the skin pigments of melanin, which are responsible for all skin color." But this goes on. It doesn't stop there. It goes on to describe the author. It says, "Her beliefs were very well known, as seen in her most famous piece, The ISIS Papers. She described how white people are genetically defective descendants of albino mutants. She described this mutation as defective, and it goes on to say that she attributed AIDS and the addiction to crack cocaine, along with other substances, to chemical and biological warfare by white people." I mean, Bill, you got anyone who's white is genetically defective descendant of albino mutants. And then another quote, and I won't read you the whole thing, but another quote just goes on to say, it says, from a different author, it says, "To me, America's society is nothing but a cancer." This is on the wall. You walk in there and you read this. I have to ask, is this making the rising generation and the members of our community love their communities more and want to make it a better place to live? Or is this pitting us against one another when we feel comfortable to practice racism openly in this way? This is the very definition of racism. Idaho needs a leader that is going to call it for what it is and who's going to tackle this. And I will continue to expose this kind of garbage when I find it. We're going to bring it to an end.
I can only imagine that if it was the other way around, and it was a white person with a quote on the wall referring to people of color as being genetically inferior, that that wouldn't last more than a few minutes before someone would take that one down.
Bill, this double standard has gone far enough. I was raised in a time. Most of us were raised in a time where we looked to somebody like Dr. Martin Luther King, right, who taught us we not to judge one another on the color of our skin, but the content of our character. That is meaningful. That actually makes a difference. But this is garbage, and it's not. It doesn't even stop there. So after that, I said, well, let's go to the children's book department. I'm curious, what are they putting out for the children? And right at my hip level, there's a brochure on suggested reading from the Idaho Falls Public Library Children's Department. And sure enough, for junior reading is a book called George. And the description of the book is how everyone sees George as a boy, but she knows she's a girl. And it talks about George's journey to becoming a girl and participating in a play as a female and the like. This is the recommended reading in their children's department.
In Idaho.
This is in Idaho Falls.
Wow.
We're in a spiritual war right now in this country, and we need a firebrand leaders who are going to step out and call it for what it is. And most people in this state, sadly, most people in leadership, I'll say, in this state, they're too scared to tackle these issues. But this is important. We have to nip this in the bud immediately.
It sounds more like Seattle or Portland that you'd see these things, but to see them anywhere in Idaho, I guess that should set off some alarm bells.
It sets off a lot. And this is part of the reason why I'm running for governor, is because I believe that we need people who can embolden and inspire other people to step up in ways they never have before. And we will overcome this. But I have all the faith in the world. We're going to overcome this. The whole goal, though, is we have to link arms. We have to come together and stand firm for the things we believe in, for American values, for family values. And now is that time.
Well, Ed Humphreys will be talking again soon. Wish you well on the road today, and have a great weekend.
Thank you, Bill, and I hope people will go to edforidaho.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Excellent. Take care, sir. Bye-bye now.
Take care. Bye.
Ed Humphreys joining us this morning. News is coming up next at 8 o'clock. It's 8:59. And then the Gun Guys join us from between 8 and 9 o'clock this morning on News Radio 96.1 FM, 1310 KLIX, and News Radio 1310.com.